Welcome to another episode of the Stone Genius Podcast. My name is Ro. I am the Stone Genius. You know me, I'm often stoned. Always a genius. I am thinking of changing the name of the show to the Stroke Genius, though. I just think it fits. The Stroke. But then it sounds like a porno, which I'm not saying that's bad. Probably have more listeners, viewers, whatever. So this is episode 365. You may have noticed episode 366 came out before 365. Hold on, I got a sound for that. And I was supposed to record this yesterday as well, saying, hey, live stream. It didn't come out, obviously. It's coming out today. We have three topics, and we have a lot of other stuff that we'll get to. So the three topics today are going to be Indy, is going to be my dad bod. Hold on. I got a sound for that. And suits. Actually, I should cross suits off. It's hard for me to talk about people wearing suits when I'm not wearing a suit. So that'll be another day. So this may be shorter than I thought. That's what she said. Anyway. So Indy, the Doberman, and I need to create a full, maybe I should ask AI about this. I need to create a full, like, Indy of Overland, protector of Martin, I don't know, something. It just seems like she needs a longer, more Indy. So Indy will be my new dog, will be my new service animal, will be my new companion, will be my new, I am going to read something real quick to you all. So if you didn't go, so when I kind of introduced Indy, I just put down introducing Indy. This magnificent Doberman will be my steadfast companion as I navigate my post-stroke recovery. A heartfelt thank you to Douglas Burback and JD Wise from Douglas Doberman and Hermit Acres Canine for making this incredible partnership possible. It really is. We went and looked at Indy back at the end of November, I believe. So I was 1 month post-stroke. It was actually my first trip outside the house, I believe. Probably church should have been the first visitation I made outside of the house, but it was to see a dog and to see the other dogs, to see the place. And of course, I fell in love. I think she fell in love as well. That's probably why Bobby's jealous. I mean, my Dobermans and me, especially D, my first one, oh, we have relationships. Not like that type of relationships, but we have. And the cool thing about Indy is that she will probably be with me 24/7 for the most part, for a majority of the time. Which I like, they like. If something happens to me, we'll see if Bobby likes. I already know the answer to that question. I'm just not going to say it out loud. So let's see. What do I have to discuss today? So Indy. So I thought Indy would arrive this week. I have everything ready. I fixed our crate that we have as one of the big plastic ones that will never, I don't even think they sell them anymore. I think Trinity said that they only sold the metal ones now, but this one's the big plastic one with the metal grate thing, door at the front. I had to fix that. The lock or the closure had broken. I fixed that. I was expecting her, and I totally forgot. So Douglas Dobermans and Hermit Acres Canine, they're in Osawatomie, Kansas, which is a small town, a village perhaps, that is about 45 minutes south of Kansas City. So we went to visit the dogs, and I forgot about this when we went to visit, that because it's rural, there are no, in this location, the streets are not paved. He's also at the bottom of a gigantic hill. So the likelihood of me, post-stroke, getting that dog, actually, it has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the car. Let's just say right now, it's safest if Indy. And so hopefully by next weekend, weather has been bad here. It just hasn't been. Well, we had a blizzard in Kansas City. So I think we had 10 to 12 inches. We had ice underneath that. We had blowing winds. Fun for a guy from Florida. So anyway, Indy will arrive. She is a black and tan Doberman. She is beautiful. This will be my fifth Doberman. And we alternate between reds and black and tans. Dakota was a red and rust. This is a black and rust, black and tan. And she's just beautiful. Now, in all of our Dobermans, I've never once had their ears done. Because tails are done at, I don't know, 1 or 2 days, something like that. And the reason they're done is for protection wise, they're done so that they can't be grabbed onto. The reason that they still do them is they're very thin, they break easy. So I think the United States is the only country left that allows you to dock the tails and crop the ears. So we've always had what's called docked and natural. There's natural, docked and natural. And I've never seen a cropped and natural. I'm not going to say they're not out there. One that's had their ears done, but didn't have their tails done. Indy already has her ears done. She's absolutely beautiful. In fact, as I lounge around the house between my workouts and my work on recovery from my stroke, I have, I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to say something. Anyway, I am looking forward to Indy being here. I know what I was going to say. I've been watching a lot of Magnum PI. So thank you, Tony Younger, for introducing me to the Doberman. You actually introduced me, Tony. You introduced me to Magnum PI in like 1980, 81. And I don't know why. That's when I fell in love with the dogs. I was like, Now, I have had 2 Dobermans at once, like Zeus and Apollo for a Magnum PI. I will tell you the reason that I don't. If you're familiar with the original Magnum PI, and I'm not familiar with the more current Magnum PIs, so I don't know any. I would assume the dogs, because they were such a part of the first one, they would be a part of this one. But so this is Robin Masters' estate, and you have Higgins, and then you have Magnum PI. I would assume, even though rewatching the show and then watching it originally 40 years ago, I don't ever remember seeing gardeners. I would assume there's a pool, even though the ocean's right there. I don't know. So the amount of poop that 2 dogs that size, and they're still really considered medium dogs. Like a female Doberman should be about 65 pounds, which is considered medium. And it's a lot of poop. I mean, a lot. Yeah. Let's see. So Indy should be here this week. I am excited beyond belief. There are a lot of dogs. We live on a golf course. There's area between us and the golf course. All the dogs around, they go door to door. Literally, they'll go to a door. If you're not there, your dog's not ready to come out or whatever, it will go to the next door. Like Mia will look in, and if you do not have food in your hand fast enough, she will leave. She's like, I need to be fed. You feed me now. And she is this little petite Sheltie, I believe. I don't get it. I don't understand. That dog is driven by food more than any dog I've ever seen in my life. Let's see. Yeah, I'm supposed to be having someone come over. So, yeah, 4 o'clock. I'm going to reply to this. Aren't you glad I'm replying to text while doing a podcast? You know what? Both of us, you and I, will get over it. So I have a friend coming over. We're either going to do a podcast. We have to work through some stuff first, whether we do it now. We will do it at some point, whether we do it, whether it's anticipated tonight or not. I've already notated. I have pages of notes for that. It's already color coded, so I am ready to go. But we may watch the movie Zombiever. And if you're like, what did you just say? Did you just say Zombiever? Like Zombaver, I think. And if I didn't spell it right, I've had a stroke, so give me a break. So I told him we would watch Zombiever, and he goes, what is Zombiever? And I go, if someone told you that there was a movie called Zombiever, what would you assume that it is? And he goes, beavers that are zombies. And I said, yes. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I think they're attacking the Zombievers. I am more concerned with the backstory with the Zombievers than I am about them terrorizing college co-eds at a lake for the weekend. Although our youngest, Trinity, went on a lake vacation, and I'll have to ask her if she saw any Zombievers. And actually, that might not be a question you want to ask your college-age kid when they're with other college-age kids. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? What other notes do I have color coordinated? I just wrote Margarita song and highlighted it. If you don't know the Margarita song, and I did ask, what is 5 margaritas? Is it 5th base? And if you don't know what 5th base is, you can look that up. Let's see. I found out that I'm a bleeder. So cutting my toenails. I still can't feel my right side. Am I winking? I can't even tell I think I'm winking because I have a light right here, and it looks like it's getting darker. I can't feel myself. but I was cutting my toenails and I evidently cut one too short. If you have a dog, perhaps a cat or other animal, and I'm not familiar with other animals, just dogs, they have this thing called the quick. And if you cut their nails, you can cut it and they bleed and bleed. Well, evidently I have a quick too. I cut my toenails too short and I bled. Now, the bad thing is I didn't know I had cut myself. Like I went to the next toe and then I was like, wow, that's a lot of blood. So I'm a bleeder and I can't feel it. It did heal. So, but that is one thing that I have to check myself on now. I have to check my feet and legs and make sure that there's I didn't like lay on a rock and not know it because I literally would not know anything right now. Now, going back to the margarita song, I would rather not feel anything because of the margaritas. Although at this point, if I had a margarita, I believe I would not be able to stand properly. I don't know what that means. Let's just say I shouldn't drink. Let's see. What else do I have? Oh, so I've highlighted in pink. So this should all be tied together. Since margarita's tied together, let's just do everything in pink for you. Which one first? We'll go to the top. So Bobby and I were watching Celebrity Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy. Bobby watches Jeopardy with me. She loves Celebrity Jeopardy too. And she asked me last season, she goes, are these questions as hard as regular Jeopardy? And I'm sure I laughed and said, but it was funny because on the current, and I believe it was the first episode of the current season of Celebrity Jeopardy, and it was the one with Seth Green and other people. I think Margaret Cho just destroyed them. Destroyed, like as an understatement. She really... Yeah. But they said Celebrity Jeopardy and then they referenced Civilian Jeopardy. So I guess they're making a Celebrities Dumber. I guess but it was funny. So the reference is Celebrity Jeopardy and Civilian Jeopardy. Yesterday, interesting side note, we were watching Jeopardy. We turned it on and I'm like, and I'm answering questions. Don't get me wrong. But I'm like, man, this is so much harder than Celebrity Jeopardy, but it was actually like the Tournament of Champions. So I didn't feel as bad. I do want to be on Jeopardy, Stroke Edition, which I think every one of my podcasts, I should have a Stroke Edition, but it will be sexual in nature and only shown on my OnlyFans account, which I still haven't done anything with. I should do that. Let's see. What else do I have in pink? True Daily Doubles. So let's stick with Jeopardy for a second. It doesn't make the question harder. Like a lot of times they'll have answered like the $100, $200, $300 question. Then they get to 400, it's daily double. And they're like, oh, I should barely bet anything. I'm so scared I may get it wrong. It's not just because it's the daily double doesn't mean it's more difficult than the other $400 questions. I believe, not sure, but I believe. And if it's not, then that's probably some sort of conspiracy that either is or should be started. Let's see what else. I'm just going to follow my pink, which sounds like me following Bobby around on Friday night. Let's see. Speaking of Bobby, I believe, well, actually, I know that she's never done this, at least not with my cum. We were talking about the teachers serving cum-filled cupcakes to her students, which we had each heard independently of one another, that this was a story. A teacher served cum-filled cupcakes to her students. Now, I will tell you that the first note I wrote under that was everyone knows that cum goes in the frosting. Or maybe it should be that simple. It just seems like that's where, why would you, I mean, I know they call it batter, but why would you put it in your cup? Why wouldn't you put it in the frosting? I mean, like if I was like kidnapped by terrorists, abducted by terrorists, taken by terrorists, and they said, you're going to have to eat this cum-filled cupcake, which I don't know why that would be their demand. They want me to eat that. And they go, you have option A, the cum is in the actual cupcake, or B, you have it in the frosting. Because I don't know. I haven't given like this backstory. Like I'm 57 and I have never, and Bobby is quite the baker. I have never once had someone talk about cum-filled cupcakes. Now that it's out there, I'm sure I will talk about them a lot. Which is funny because now I have a different worry. Like Bobby's a great baker. She loves making cupcakes and cookies and stuff, brownies. And usually when she makes them, when I would take them to people that I knew, they'd be like, oh, these are special ones. Well, first of all, and I've said this before, potheads don't give their pot away. Not like that. Like if I have pot and I know someone else and they need whatever, that's fine. But you just don't bake it into brownies and then take it to work and offer it to them unknown. And why would you? They can't eat it if you tell them they are. What do you wait until they take it home? So I've never thought about it. But now, literally the amount of talking that I've done since starting book 4, the amount I was going to say it was outrageous, but I would assume that if I went back to book 1 of The Stone Genius, my notes, that I had 6 episodes that talked about babies that were born in toilets. So I'm going to assume that just being 4 pages in and talking about cum-filled cupcakes. And I don't know why I wrote this next to it. I wrote, I love fishnet stockings. And Bobby has fishnet stockings. I posted a picture when we went to see Cupcake or Cupcake. I don't know. Cupcake, she wore them. Surprised me, wore them. And it was funny. I've mentioned this story before. We go down to see it. I think it was the New Madrid Theater here in Kansas City. We went and she was all worried. Well, first of all, we were worried because we knew we were going to be 30 plus years older than the average person there. I'm fine with that. But she was worried about what she was wearing. No one else is going to be wearing this. I mean, probably 20%. 1 in 5 people there. And I will say people, because it was not just girls, I think, wearing fishnet stockings. So let's see. So, but I'm not sure why I love fishnet stockings should not be written next to the teacher serves cum-filled cupcakes to her student, the one that starred. And then I wrote, like, it seems like the I love fishnet stockings has to do with but I'm assuming that the next pink that I'm chasing here is post-stroke sex issues. So here's my thing. I'm not afraid to talk about anything. So that's what makes me fun and dangerous. So I can't feel my junk, really. So I can't feel my right half. So you would think I would be able to feel at least half of my penis. Now, I have no backing for this theory. My theory is because I hang to the right and not the left. I hang to my side. I can't feel. That's why I can't feel it. So it's not like it doesn't work, but it has to be visual, which is weird. Like Bobby, like seeing her naked, which I do. We've been married for 29 years. Believe it or not, I do see Bobby naked on occasion. And I still go, awooga, when I see her naked. So like that works. But then like anyhow. So I would assume that my I love fishnet stockings should be next to the post-stroke sex issues. Which is weird. Let's see, what else do I have in pink? So these are supposed to be kind of categorized together, let's say. My judgment of others is severe and quick. That is true. And usually correct. Let's see, Bobby can attest to my uncanny ability. I will walk away from you mid-sentence. There were people at a previous job, and they knew this. There would be times that I would pretend like I got a call, and I would do this and walk away and not say anything. Like they didn't have the same headset on that I did. And then there'd be times where they could see by the blankness, the emptiness, the vacancy of my face that I wasn't really paying attention. And they would stop their story mid-sentence and just walk off. And thank you. Because here's the thing. Even though that sounds rude, that I at least had a blank enough look on my face that they stopped. I almost said, shut up. They stopped talking and walked away. I was being nice. I know that sounds mean, but listen, it was my face that was doing it, not me. I was being good. I wasn't being a whatever. Let's see. Elon Musk is not a genius. I would be interested in seeing his IQ. So here's my first thing. I pointed this out a couple years ago when there was a picture of him on a boat. There's no such thing as a fat genius. Well, actually, that's probably not true anymore. But up until the 1980s, you had never seen a fat genius. Find one. Fucking find one. In the International High IQ Society, I said this in a post. I go, someone tell me, and people love proving me wrong. Because remember, on this High IQ Society, I barely got in. Like, Like I'm the bottom. Like I'm still in, but I'm not. Like I'm in the building, but I don't have a seat. So, but they couldn't. They could not do that. So that was what I put. I go, Elon Musk is not a genius. First, he's fat. Name another fat genius. Go ahead. I'll wait. I also wrote geniuses generally care about and put blank because they generally care more about Jeff Bezos didn't start Amazon originally be a billionaire. He started it to be a bookstore, to do something. And remember, most of what Elon Musk proposes, from his rocket that lands back in, that's like there was a video game fucking in the 1980 lunar lander that was fucking the same thing. I mean, so you didn't come up with this idea and you didn't do anything to make it land there. You said, I want this. And then you had really smart people do this. So remember, fucktard, you are not a genius. And then I just called him a fucktard, but you can't blame autism for being a fucking douchebag too. If you are going to say, wow, he made a rocket that came back from outer space or whatever, then you have to say, he also likes to do Nazi salutes. Actually, that should be more like this. And if anyone's going to say that's anything other than a Nazi salute, fuck off. Because what he did at the inauguration was 100% a Nazi salute. So congratulations, Mr. Musk, fucktard. But this leaves me to the next note. So brilliant Elon Musk, who, first of all, he's not going to let a normal person get close enough to do this to him. Elon Musk moved to Texas. Now in Texas is one of two states, Texas and the state of Washington, to have mutual combat laws, which means if I challenge you to a fight and you accept, we get to fucking fight. Now there has to be a police person there present, a policeman there, or a police person there present. So when you get your fucking ass kicked, or someone gets their ass kicked, look at this face. Look at this face with my mouth. Do you think I've lost a fight? I have like a scar here. I got a scar here. My eyelid was reattached at one point, but I still look fucking good for this mouth. So my call to justice would be, if you see Elon Musk in either the state of Washington or the state of Texas, challenge him to a fucking fight. And then I think that everyone should mark down when he says no, like how often he says no. Because I'm going to say the yeses will be 0. Although boom, 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 I would like to punch him in the stomach, and then it was like an episode of The Simpsons where you just watch his big fat stomach. I'm being his big fat fucking stomach right now. Fat fucking genius. As you can tell, I'm not an Elon Musk fan. Let's see. Both parties must consent. Police officer on site. Make sure things don't get out of hand. And you can either be a fist fight or a brawl. So you can have multiple parties doing this. So I hate Texas because of Texans. So I probably won't visit there because I'd be fighting all the fucking time. And it'd be funny. People would hit me or stab me or try to shoot me on the right side, and I wouldn't even feel it. Hold on. Let's see. Let's switch to yellow. My dad bod. Okay, let's talk about that. So we talked about Indy. Then we did the pink. The second thing that was supposed to be on the board was the dad bod. So pre-stroke, I was 166 pounds, which is, I think, 76 kilograms is what I weighed. I've tried to get into kilograms because Charlene and Jason, they're from not America. So they're like, I don't know what pounds are. And they're so confused. Tell you, I have too many Jasons. And the thing is, I probably won't find another Charlene out there. Let's see. So dad bod. So 76 kilograms. I go into the hospital. I lose about 10 pounds, which is 5 kilograms. I get down to about 71 kilograms. I think the lowest I weighed when they weighed me when I was in the hospital for my stroke was 156 pounds, 71 kilograms. And I remember, because I'm so in tune with my weight, that when the lady came in, it's this big scale they bring in for, I guess, stroke victims to get on and weigh. I go, well, I weigh 71 kilograms. She goes, well, how do you know? And I go, because I'm in touch with my weight. And it was funny because when they weighed me, I think I was 71.3 or 71.8. I wasn't 72. I was 71 point something. And I actually apologize. Sorry I was off by 0.3 or 0.8. I think it was 0.3. I think it was like 1 pound I was off. I just know what. I can look at my body and tell you what probably what my weight is. So then over a 25-day period, I gained 23 pounds. I didn't do anything. I just ate. And here's the thing. It's easy as fuck to gain 23 pounds. Now, I will tell you, Bobby and I were going somewhere and I went to put some jeans on. And of course, like many, my first reaction is these jeans shrunk. Now, I hadn't worn them in like 2.5 months. So the chance of them shrinking was probably high. They did not shrink. I did what would be the opposite of shrinking. See, I don't know. I feel myself hit that. I gained 23 pounds in 25 days. It took me up to 179. Right now, I'm staying steady at 176. Now, I think I was doing my blood pressure and had taken my sweatshirt off just so I didn't have to go through the sweatshirt. And Trinity said I had a dad bod. I've never heard that before, like directed towards me. I've heard the comment before. So at 6'5", 195 centimeters, now at like 81 kilograms, I think. Is that right? 81 kilograms, about 176 pounds. I think that's right. I could ask. But I'm not going to ask because it'll distract me. So I'm 81 kilograms now. But Trinity said that I had a dad bod, and I was appalled. I mean, I actually just got the okay to do some working out. So we have a weighted bar. It's not like you don't put weights on, it's just a weighted bar. So I can start doing some things with that, some light weights, 3-pound weights. So I'm able to start doing some light workout, plank, stuff like that. So I'm excited because it happens the week that my daughter, our youngest child, says that I have a dad bod. So I am going to, because I'm not shy. I mean, fuck, I wear a Speedo. I'm going to, if you need to look away, you can. If you're watching or listening, then just imagine whatever you want to imagine. This is what my dad bod. This is the bod that was seen, that was said that I have a dad. I'll let it out. That's me letting it out. I have a little bit there. But yeah, I was appalled that someone told me I had a dad bod. That little stomach thing sticking out there it's not sticking out far enough that I can see my penis, which let's go to I'm going to talk about my penis here in a second because why wouldn't I? I have noticed, this is weird. I think my penmanship has actually gotten better post-stroke, and I already had better penmanship than you. And if you're like, oh, I doubt it. Do you now? Because I did. I have a great penmanship, and I actually think it got better. It looks cooler. It looks awesome. So I wrote down my penmanship is movie quality. Like, sometimes I look over someone's shoulder and they're writing, it's beautiful cursive, which kids don't even know how to write anymore. I have movie quality penmanship. I will also tell you, I have a movie quality penis. That shouldn't be that first sound. That should just be the snare drums. Yeah. Although it would be hard to find a stunt double for my penis. Let's see. So we've covered pink. We've covered that. We've done the dad bods. I was going to put suits on another day. Yellow. So these are the type of notes, these yellow ones, that are probably going to get me in trouble at some point. Like someone, if they just read if you were just to pick this up, and let's just say out of all these notes, that you zoomed into here. This is what caught your eye right here. I wrote, am I Lucifer? So if that's where someone finds my book and starts, there's probably going to be lots of questions about me. And here's the thing. When I die, there's going to be lots of questions about me anyway. For people that don't know me, this would be great reading material. To turn these into actual novels. And actually, I think they should be exactly like this. They should look like my notes. They shouldn't be typed and changed. It should look like my notes. It should have my highlighting exactly how I have my highlight. So I found this YouTube channel that shows like TV series, and they'll tell you about every season. They'll tell you about the whole series. So Bobby and I stopped watching The Walking Dead middle of season 8. And so I was like, oh, there's like 11 seasons. I'll just watch the whole thing. I didn't remember. And I forgot so many people. Dale with the RV. Yeah, that's the only one I can really think of. I can't think of her name. There's a blonde girl that... Anyway, I forgot about all of these people that were in it. And then I saw how it ended. I was like, oh, that's cool. So then I started watching different shows. And one show that Bobby and I started watching was Lucifer, which was weird because when we started watching it, we were both being Christians. We were like, should we really be watching a show called Lucifer? So watching this recap of the whole series, I have come to the conclusion that my dad is God and I'm probably Lucifer. So do with that what you will, which really is, I mean, like, it may not be the best title, but it's still a title. I mean, Prince of Darkness, you're still a fucking prince. How many of you are princes? None of you. Exactly. Although in my recent interview with Sadhu Da, we have a story about a Polish princess. And because of the stroke, I can't actually remember whether she was really a princess or that's just what he called her, which would be so cool. So the show Lucifer. Let's see, what else did I write in yellow? Not much. I guess the last thing, not the last thing, next to last thing. Next to the next last thing. Last thing I highlighted was Bobby is hilarious and kind with regards to my penis. Now, I will tell you that statement, Bobby is and kind with regards to my penis. Now, the thing about my short-term memory is it's since my stroke. So the Bobby is hilarious. She is. Like when I met her, she was not funny. She did not have a good sense of humor. Like I was funny and she was not funny at all. And then it was like I was reeling her in. Like it would almost be like I was reeling her in a relationship, but I'd already put a seed in her. So she has got like, it used to be, but I think that my humor is tempered down, and that may make sense because Bobby and I often, when we're around guys that I know, they act really like say stuff. And I'm like, I don't know why they act like, maybe I used to act like that. Maybe Bobby has tamed me and I've made her more wild. Now, I will say that when I say I made her more wild, let's just say I made her funnier because I wouldn't not say I made her more wild. She went home with me 3 hours after she met me. So let's pump the brakes on the wildness. Let's see. So Bobby is hilarious and kind with regards to my penis. Well, I'm going to have to ask if there was a situation that may have happened involving me and or my penis with Bobby. Maybe I should check to see if it's bruised. I mean, because I wouldn't be able to feel it. That would suck. Let's see. I think that's it. Do I have any? I want to say, don't have her married name. Maurice Hightower. I believe was her name when we went to school together. And it's been 40 years, so forgive me. But I do want to take the time to thank her personally on this podcast because she sent me a very nice note just about my recovery. And this is after, initially when I had a post, I had a stroke and I got out of the hospital. A lot of people reached out. A lot of people said things, and everything. But she reached out, which is amazing. Thank you, Maurice. Hi, Hilvitz. I mean, isn't it funny? Like as a child, I never thought it was weird to have a friend named Hi. Now as someone who is literally known as the Stone Genius, like if you Google the Stone Genius, the first 5 pages are me. But I had a friend named Hi. Go figure. Why? I keep hitting the wrong button. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe that's the sex issue. I'm hitting the wrong button. Let's see. Okay, so next time, I got a calendar now. That is amazing. I am so excited about this. Let's see. I don't need that. Let me tell you what's coming up. So this is coming out today. Where are we at? Fucking A. I've already let Charlene out. She was supposed to come out next Tuesday, too. So this is coming out today. Jason Smith will be released on Thursday, January 30th. Jason Smith from the UK. One of my Jasons. As most people know, I have 2 Jasons in my life. UK Jason and American Jason. I will tell you that I'm not going to give the lead my favoritism towards one of the Jasons. I will just say this. One of them has an amazing accent. The other one has an American accent. You're welcome. Okay. I haven't done a show in a while. I have been going through my rehab. I have really been trying to work hard to get back to some normality, which is really weird when you don't have feeling on a whole half of your body. So thank you for listening to this podcast. Only 39 minutes. That's short. That's what she said. Anyway, I do have podcasts coming up. I do have some amazing people coming up. I have just amazing people. It doesn't matter. Thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Thank you for continuing to listen, even post-stroke. I know that there was a gap there, and sometimes people forget to come back to something they may have been around or listened to before because there was a gap and they forget about it. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Anyway, my name is Ro. I'm known as the Stone Genius. I will talk to you all later. Bye. Well, I got to look to see where the recording stopped. Now I'll make a face.